In white, men's national team representing Denmark. Ladies, get ready.
All right, and welcome back, everyone. We have probably one of our most exciting men's games this morning. Colombia in black versus Denmark in white. I think this is surely going to be a very interesting game. How are you feeling about it?
What is it gonna be?
Oh, it's going to be an absolute banger.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
So two teams that are, surely at the top of their game. Very different styles of play that we have seen. And I tell you what, I'm very excited to be here watching this.
Absolutely.
Ooh, ooh. So how do you think we're going to go?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We've seen Germany up their game quite a bit from the first game against Denmark to the game they played against Colombia to have the tie. And the game against Colombia was phenomenally physical. So Denmark was a bit on the back foot against Germany. So if they want to be competing against Colombia, we'll see if they can also up their game quite a notch to be on par. But we'll also see if Colombia can keep up the intensity, because the game against Germany surely take a little bit of a toll on their bodies.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, the further along we get in the tournament, it's going to be really about that endurance conditioning. We see a lot in underwater rugby, that quick sort of burst of energy. But I think as the tournament goes on, we're going to see it's a bit of a marathon, isn't it? Not quite the sprint that we're used to.
Yeah. So we're going to see how the top teams will be able to hold up. And it's going to be certainly an endurance check throughout the entire week with the big pool, a lot of swimming. But also, just in general, a conditioning check, as you said, on the men's side, on the women's side as well. We've seen Germany against Colombia, and now Germany against, on the men's and on the female side actually, and now Colombia against Denmark. But a little bit of different styles. So Denmark very calm usually, and quite comfortable defending a lot against strong teams. We've seen it also in the World Cup 2019, where they just held back and let the Colombians come, and then chipped in at the last second, just trying to rebound the balls and go for a fast break. Quite a bit more difficult to go for a fast break here in this pool. So we'll see what strategy they can come up with.
I think we can certainly see amongst the men's European teams, though, Denmark certainly has speed on their side. I mean, they got to the first ball first, and we saw that against Germany as well, those quick breaks that they make for the other side of the goal. But certainly some strong defence we'll see here from Colombia. So Denmark starting to attack, set up in their corner. And Colombia looking pretty comfortable there.
Yeah, so quite often in the beginning there's a bit of back and forth between the teams trying to check how good the other team is, how fast they will go in and out, how much effort they can put in.
And I think we're going to see a very rough physical game.
Yeah, certainly. If it's going to be anything like the game against Germany, Colombia will use everything they have in their physicality to get possession of the ball and move forward. And it's the same for Denmark here. And if the Danes learned anything from the Germans, don't let the Colombians swim a single goddamn meter.
Absolutely.
Just lock them up as soon as they somehow approach anywhere close to your goal.
So second free throw now for Denmark. Can we see them capitalise on this opportunity? I'm sure both teams looking to get a really quick goal and then slow the game right down. I think in terms of points of the groups as well, both these teams need to win.
Yeah, so deciding games here, Germany tied with Denmark, Germany tied with Colombia.
And here we go.
So this is the decision maker on who's taking first, third, or triple tie, and we're going to go to points scored.
Really tight group, this one.
You can see Denmark doing a good job here, keeping the game open for themselves, just going back and forth, having options. Oh, wow, now very
here
well
we go.
stripped off from behind, and now we're going to go for a
And
fast break for
quick
Colombia.
break. Excellent forechecking here by Denmark in the middle of the pool, but Colombia still managing to get it away.
You can see how long this pool is, how much swimming they have already done, still haven't reached the entirety of the far side of the pool.
And Colombia now
Moving
really
in.
pushing in on goal.
No defender in position immediately, but
And doing what they do so well is pass close around the basket, really putting pressure on the defense, pulling those forwards down.
We've seen their mistake by the goalkeeper during the exchange. Seen a Colombian player trying to steal away the baskets. So there should be a little bit of a hole open, but Denmark certainly aware of it, having 4 players under the water.
And a bit of pushing of that Colombia player without the ball there from the basket. But if the referee doesn't see it, it doesn't happen, right?
Yeah. We here at the commentators desk highly advise fair gameplay at all times. And in no way, shape or form
do we condone pushing anyone off the goal without the ball. Oh, here we go.
Good attack.
Strong attack here. But really well defended by Denmark.
See Colombia trying to set himself up in the corner. Yeah, the Colombians love to come onto a basket about the height of the rim, having the option to go both up and down as soon as they reach the basket.
Oh, and here we
Open
go,
basket is a
1-on-1.
1-1.
What can we see
Huge
here?
chance. And pass to the other
Stripped
side.
away.
Can it, oh, well defended though by Denmark last second.
Wow.
Can he keep the ball going? Oh, first huge chance for Colombia.
And that's surely going to unsettle Denmark.
And we can also see how tight those scoring windows are in those high-end matches, where league players only have about half a second, not even half a second to score until players crash into them and just have a hand, have a body part in between the goal and them, so they can't finish it anymore. I think there's the out of bounds. Yeah.
Ooh.
So ball back into the hands of Denmark. So you see both teams very much capable of taking away this game here.
Colombia defending really well against free throw as well, not letting them take those quick passes to get to the other side of the pool, making it extra hard for them.
Denmark, very slow execution of the free throw. Classic pass backwards, but you can see a Colombian player who positioned quite far back to gain some speed, to gain some momentum, and just ram into the Danish player.
Another big scrum on the surface, multiple players from both teams. I think in this type of pool, you've really got to be careful doing that because it's tiring. it's tiring to then get back down if you've got multiple players involved in those scrums.
In general, just scrums should be one-on-ones on the surface. You shouldn't have more than one player up there. If there is a chance to rip the ball out from a side when it's locked, you can maybe have a second player chime in, but usually have your players position underneath the scrum, wait for the ball to drop down or maybe receive a pass. It's always the better thing to do for your team.
We'll see more support coming in from here from Colombia. And they're going to go straight to the goal. Colombia with the physicality.
Verde trying to move in.
And Colombian player around the basket looking to pass.
Pushed it to the air, around behind the defender, into the corner. Had to drop it off. Not just the defender. See the ball back in
Denmark
Danish hands.
Quick break here.
Grab onto the fin, but going for the fast break. Advantage given for Denmark. Trying to bring the ball straight onto the Colombian side, forcing them back in a defensive position. Does get assistance now to keep the ball there.
You can see a Danish player over the top of the basket looking to pass to him.
Wieland positioning underneath the basket. Bit shoved up though, but rough fighting there, one-on-one now. You can see them keeping going. Now
holding without the
Simon
ball.
Diaz with a huge opportunity.
3-on-1.
Colombians, 3-on-1.
Oh,
there's the score for
Colombia.
Massive fast break by Colombia here during the last seconds of the game. You can see them come in, just shoving the ball underneath the goalkeeper, no defender in place, and just punching it in from above. So Colombia now opening up the game.
About halfway through the first half and 1-0 to Colombia. This is going to be mentally now challenging for Denmark. Hector Escobar, number 97.
Called by the ref.
Holding
penalty called against Denmark.
Oh, and here we go.
So immediate loss of the ball in the middle of the pool. Not what you want when you just received the back after a score. Having to move back and defend. You can see someone stealing away the baskets. Colombia.
Oh. Oh.
Yep, that's a call, and that's a 2-minute penalty. That's a 2-minute penalty for the goalkeeper who pushed away the Colombian. He was allowed to just move in, but he was certainly not allowed to push the player away.
And now we have seen a Colombian player stealing the basket.
Denmark should take a 2-minute timeout here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jensen to the penalty bench. There might have been a little bit of back and forth with both arms and he got sent out. That's why he's complaining, but still, you're not allowed to push a player without the ball away if he's taking up space, if he's taking up position.
And Colombia taking a timeout now, surely going to want to capitalize on this 6-on-5 position that they found themselves in.
Colombia certainly having a plan for power play, having their power play squad in the water to set themselves up properly, but also a good opportunity to recuperate for the Danish team, since they just had a man sent out into the Danish coach, restructuring the team, keep them going. Seconds to go. Colombia with the 1-0 lead during the latest minutes of this game. 2-minute penalty for Denmark. Denmark having a bit of trouble with 2-minute penalties throughout the last championships. They also had 2-minute penalties called against them during the Germany game, that two at once that cost them the game in the end for third place. And also a very close game against Colombia 2019, where they had a 2-0, 1-0 end final result. So certainly not to be underestimated in this tournament. Also favorite to take the title away if you're not paying attention, as a good team, as a strong team, as a title contender.
Colombia will restart with a free throw just off the Danish basket. And surely, with this 2-minute penalty, really looking to capitalise.
Let's see what the Colombians have been cooking up.
You can see players on all sides from Colombia.
Certainly now have more space to circle the ball around, as they want to do just their triangle formations, passing back and forth, up and down. We see a player on the left just taking up space, leaving a lane open so the defender can't properly exchange.
And we can see 2 defenders down now for Denmark.
Pass to the corner now, certainly a possibility, but Colombia
Playing an
very
overlap
patiently
game.
waiting. You can see them playing around the basket a lot, back and forth, left and right.
Denmark doing an excellent job to have that many numbers underwater.
Coming in from above.
Looking to
Nice
pass down.
stretch.
Oh, strong Danish forwards coming through.
But ripped away, and now dangerous for the Danes. Yet again, no defender there, no goalkeeper there. Pass being chucked to the right. Denmark in position, holding up. Ball being kept safe in Colombian hands in the corner. We see the Danish forward trying to get a hold of it. Now pass upwards. Quick
Pulling the goalie off
Pulling
and
the goalie
hopefully going to
off.
make a pass.
moving in. Can he pass to the left to his companion? Can he drop the ball?
Denmark
Well done by the
really
defender
looking
there
to lock
going.
it up there. Count down this 2 minutes until they are a full squad back in the water. Oh, and Denmark.
Dropping down to the goalie. Goalie moving out now, needs help moving forward. Colombia certainly will not let him move as much as he wants to.
5 minutes left in this first half. Really close game. But a lot of pressure from Colombia. Again, we're seeing this big scrum, multiple players on the top. One Danish player underneath. Can they make a quick break? And taken away quickly by Colombia.
That's backwards. I don't know. You can see them shifting left and right, back and forth. Call by the deck ref.
From the deck ref.
So apparently a bit of roughing on the surface there.
Oh, and 2 minutes.
Water is getting heated up. As if it wasn't warm enough already.
For those of you not here, it is very hot in Montreal at the moment. The pool is even hotter, and I would say this game is even hotter than that.
Absolutely. Though timeout now for Denmark.
Everyone trying to cool down, cool their heads, keep themselves in this game.
Denmark now back again with 6 players. Coach giving them a little bit of a pep talk.
You know the coach is serious when they take their mask off.
It's easy to scream when you have a nose to breathe through.
Absolutely. Scream and breathe at the same time.
Right, so you can see the Danes establishing some kind of formation for what they want to do. probably the 6th strongest forward playing men in the water.
Absolutely. They want, and some may say even need, a goal now
Yeah, they
to
need
turn this game around.
They need to equalize as soon as possible, preferably before the halftime. It's always good to go into halftime with at least a draw.
Denmark swimming up to take their free throw.
Yeah, we saw a player who was shooting for the goal, but apparently Colombia had someone immediately down there, and he had a goalkeeper. And he's just chilling. Colombians have a lot of breath. Oh, ball dropped, trying to pass it forward. And again recovered by Colombia.
See the agility in the way that they swim, but Denmark not giving it to them easily. But another wave of Colombians waiting to come.
Escobar.
Oh, nice passing there. And knocked out of the hands of Colombia.
Interference. Boy, tried to punch it in when the goalkeepers exchanged.
And now we can see 2 forwards down. Denmark now swapping pretty comfortably. Not too much pressure on their goal. Both teams really sort of slowing things down here.
Just circling the Danish goal. I think they also want to try to do the forwards
Ooh,
up and now moving in from above.
Strong.
Good effort by the
Looking to
Colombian
pass
player.
down and
pass ball
ball
dropping
is
down.
dropped.
Oh, this should be a holding penalty actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the ref called it. Well done. Yep. But it's
Danish
often
free throw.
sneaky plays like that that do not get called, and which are very frustrating for players.
Absolutely.
If they're getting held back just a little bit, just nooks and tucks, just a little bit of a pull here and there. And at the end of the game, those little things are heating up a game by a lot. So,
and I think increasing the aggression of the players on both sides, I'm sure.
certainly yes. Now Denmark trying to move forward, being scrummed away immediately on top, but good effort to bring the ball out.
Really
Let's
rough
see how
physical
roughly
game.
again. See, it was a little bit of a grab here on the neck to get the ball out. Yet again, holding on the head.
We've seen a lot of holding.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of holding
the,
and attacks on the head
yeah.
during the latest seconds. I think the rest should actually have a little bit of a look out for that, because
It's a tight call between putting your arm over someone's
Yeah.
shoulder and then actually strangling and grabbing their head. And I'm sure it's hard for the referee in the water at the time to actually differentiate between the two. But you know, if we want to see the sport excel and become elite and be in the Olympics, we need to make sure that it is safe for all players.
so
Denmark free throw again. They haven't been able to capitalise yet, but can they do it towards the end of this first half? Colombia surely not going to want to let them.
2 minutes for the Danes to equalize.
More rough play on the surface.
That ref most likely called it. Was it 2-minute penalty there? Sending back for roughing.
And we can see Denmark again with a free throw.
Just a roughing penalty. Now Denmark moving in quickly, but 2 players immediately on the forward, stopping him. Nice pass. But picked off again by Colombia. those two teams, all three top teams, so to say, so good at defending their own baskets.
And here we go, a wave. Two Colombian players really looking to get there quickly, but Denmark just giving themselves time to really set up that strong defense that we've seen. But now,
pushing in from the left.
Always a dangerous side to push in on. Players exchanging.
After the exchange, sprinting in and immediately interrupting the forwards of Colombia. Denmark trying to push out a bit, regain possession of the spot once. Oh, nice play there to the left. Lavera trying to push the ball in, but well locked up. Yet again, nice pass to the other side. Olivia has to bring the ball back out.
Whilst a 2-0 difference for Colombia would be great going into the second half, really. You know, they're winning at the moment, aren't they? They don't need to make any mistakes to allow Denmark to capitalise, as I'm sure they won't, as one of the top teams in this tournament. Two seconds left, one, and that's game time.
First half done, Denmark versus Colombia on the men's side. Group A. Hard-fought game by both sides, I'd say. Denmark doing a very good job, even after the first goal scored against them, to hold off the Colombians. But Colombia there with a quick score in the first half, capitalizing on an opportunity where they had a 3v1 against the Danish goalkeeper. A little bit of a mismatch there from Denmark, not recognizing that they have too many players forward. And yeah, certainly an opportunity the Colombians will not let pass.
Absolutely. Unfortunately weren't able to capitalize on that power play that they had about midway through the first half, but I'm sure 5 minutes rest, they'll come back even stronger.
Chat recommending everything would be more attractive in the sport to watch for everybody who are like the Colombians. Yes, that certainly would be the case, but then again, the sport maybe needs to be at somewhat a professional sport, because the effort they are putting in certainly is closer to matching a professional team. So I think all the teams that are present here playing for the top spots, they sacrificed a lot of their spare time over the last years and even over the last decades for some teams to be here, to be in the position they are in at the moment. So certainly a big sacrifice from a lot of people to show us top tier underwater rugby, no matter on what team they're on. Yeah, Denmark needs to recover during the second half, so we'll see if they can come up with a plan to overcome the Colombian defense. We've seen them once or twice moving in on the basket. We know they can score against Colombia, but will they be able to do it within the next 15 minutes? 3 minutes halftime break, and then we'll be back.
da musst du mal schauen, nicht, dass die das einschließen irgendwo, ne?
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back in the second half now. Denmark versus Colombia on the men's side. Denmark in white, Colombia in blue.
3 seconds left.
We've seen a very fast start from Denmark in the first half, so we'll see if they can do it again and get to the ball first.
Oh, Colombia just sneaking in there. An amazing intercept by Denmark. Denmark spent quite a lot of time in that last half defending. I'm sure they're going to want to try and push that ball forward. But Colombia not going to give it to them easily.
Already coming in from above onto the goalkeeper.
Oh, beautiful pass. This is something that we see Colombia do so well, is those passes around the basket. We see it in the women's games as well.
Yeah, those long distance passes that not a lot of teams can actually perform.
And even those passes in front of the defenders and just absolutely stick them every time.
It's beautiful to watch.
It really is. I think that comes from being a team that, you know, plays together so consistently and has played together for such a long time. You know, you obviously can't speak underneath the water, but you know where your counterpart is going to be.
And also you can see the Germans also showed us quite a bit of those quick passes around the goal, so they also certainly able to do something similar. Oh, they exchanged.
Oh,
I think it's a free throw he pushed onto the goalkeeper. Just a little bit too much to dab on the back.
Again, that's a very tight call, isn't it? Because we've seen that twice now in the female games where they've had an exchange error, one in the Australia game and one in the Danish game, both not called.
But I think in this case he used his hand a bit too much to signal him that his exchange, and that's what the ref called. Denmark trying to move forward.
Oh, attack around the head. Lots of Colombians really wanting to get that ball back.
Got the ball back.
Colombia not interested in defending. You can see very physical scrum now under the water.
See that back and forth. Colombia also needing a lot of time to move forwards, needing those passes, and now two players moving in, but we can also see the speed, how fast they can accelerate if you give them a little bit of space. And it's going to be an interesting development in the sport, because since you have to hold your breath, there are certain limitations when it comes to strength and endurance that just you aren't able to surpass. You can't indefinitely get stronger. You can't put on indefinite amount of muscle mass. You have to be in a very balanced physical state as an athlete.
Absolutely. You know, you certainly need muscle mass because your recovery time is much quicker, but you need to be able to be agile and fast.
You see that brave with the heel hook to pull out the ball from the Colombian, and we can see him already using again the grip over the shoulder. Oh, well done, moving out.
Oh,
trying
Denmark
to get to
really
the middle.
trying to push through.
Maybe gets pushed out of the playing field if he doesn't get the ball away. Yeah, now back in the hands of the Colombian. Maybe would be a good idea for the Danes as well to just give them the ball and shove him out so they get the free throw in the middle of the pool. But they get it anyways. See a lot of the top teams not opting for a pass when they execute a free throw. Just hand off the ball as quickly as you can, have somebody swim left or right, try not to get
close
caught
to each other, yeah.
And then have people dive down. Getting a call by the ref.
I'm sure you and I are going to sound like broken records, but geez, this really is a tournament for the middle of the pool.
Yeah.
Who is winning those balls there?
Call by the deck ref.
And another Denmark free throw.
I think if they continue with those little fouls at some point, when they add up, the refs might actually sanction them harder and tougher than they did.
So.
Now good
here we
fast break.
go. Oh, here we go.
Huge
really fast break.
You can see how quickly those teams can cross the pool if they get the space to do so. Goalkeeper on the basket, needs an exchange.
Oh, and pass directly into the hands of Denmark.
Needs to move forward, but doesn't have anybody to pass to. People going up.
You can see some Danish players joining them underneath if they can get the ball to them, but here we
trying to move it around and rip away with it, but to push him out of the playing field. Let go of the ball.
Colombia staying close enough just to make it uncomfortable for Denmark, but not too close to get the ball ripped out of their hands. Another strong attack on the basket.
Trying to find someone in the right, wants to do a sneaky pass underneath the back of the goal of the defender. Yeah.
Oh, and
read by the defender. Grab again.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we
Fast
go.
Break.
Fast break. No one to come with him.
Can he go all the way?
Oh, and it's going to be 1 on 2.
Doesn't have some.
Oh,
and
looking for support.
Just drops the ball down. Oh, recovered by Denmark actually. So Colombia has to get back onto defense, but now passed on to the goalkeeper. Certainly the best chance Denmark had so far in this game. I think the Colombians swam out on purpose to give his team time and breathing room. It's a free throw for Denmark.
And I mean, I guess that's something that they can do, because we've seen that unfortunately Denmark has not been able to capitalize on their free throws.
So
black timeout, Colombian timeout, and I think you're right. I think the heart rates went up a little bit then, and just trying to rest the game so that they can defend against what is surely going to be a ferocious attack from Denmark. Less than 10 minutes left in this second half.
Also player lost some equipment, so good call by them. Maybe they exchanged as well. Yeah, we can see Colombian players getting ready, others leaving the game. So certainly good call there. Just swim out a little bit. If you're comfortable in your players recovering the ball, it's certainly something you can do to give yourself a little bit of breathing room, to call a timeout. Especially with some stretches of the game. If you do not get a timeout from any foul or something, just have to, it's the easiest option without injuring another player, just hold the ball off the surface or swim out of the playing area and you're good to go. So 15 seconds left on the timeout. ball for Denmark. Free throw, very close to the Colombian basket. Colombia immediately going down. Having a goal there, not get the goals stolen away. Now Denmark moving in. 3 players, but ball, you can see,
Swept away by
swept away.
Colombia.
And now the initiative has break themselves. 2 players moving forward. See a Dane dive on defender, diving all the way back, but 2 players against him, and now stay back. Has to move to the right. Tag on the goalkeeper. Locked up a little bit. Well done by the Danish defender to keep this attack away. And now Colombia is circling the basket again. No defender there initially. Has to move to the left extremely quickly. Has to pass the ball above. Also a technique known by the Colombians is to punch the ball in at the neck. Works for 1 out of 5 times. Me quoting the Colombian coach. Oh, the missed pass, but
really
can move it forward.
strong defense from Colombia we're seeing.
You can see them pushing forward. Yeah. It was a holding by number 10, Simon Diaz, even before the Dane. So tried to get a hold of the ball.
And now we're seeing Colombian free throw. Oh. Interesting kerfuffle on the surface there.
Some players. Seven and a half minutes to go. Second half. Colombia 1 score up.
Oh. Holding by both players,
Yeah.
so that cancels each other out.
Going, ref signal, it's no foul.
Dangerous place for that Colombian player to be in a swarm of Danes. Sorry, Denmark, yeah, Danes. Getting my Scandinavians confused.
Moving in from above. Pass to the left.
We have another option on the right.
Denmark as well as Germany doing a great job keeping those attacks at bay. So, Korea trying to move the ball back into the middle. You can see Colombians using the entirety of the pool, going left and right, doing a lot of swimming. Yes, again.
Oh, and
being
punched out.
Punched out, but recovers the ball himself. So you can see the grip he has on the forward, trying to attack him, just pushing him away.
Coming in with
they're coming
really
from
strong
above, but being
attack.
picked off. Well done, Schäfer again for Denmark.
And will someone come with?
Now Wieland trying to move up. Does he have a body? You can see every option he has being blocked off, and now they're trying to push him out.
And really needs to go under.
Quite a bit of an early call, actually. I think he wasn't even touching the line yet, but call by the ref.
Colombian free throw with 5.5 minutes left of this second half. 1-0 to Colombia. Colombia coming in strong.
And Colombia must certainly wait that they don't have to score anymore. They can circle one around and wait for opportunities. Denmark has to move out.
Yeah, Denmark is really going to need to put some pressure on Colombia to take this ball away and get to the other half. But to be able to do that and have enough strength and stamina once you get to the other side to do something is something that this big pool is really challenging excellent teams to do.
most certainly.
Colombia very comfortable passing around the basket there. Another strong attack, lifting up the goalie.
So, yeah. Colombians trying to move the ball around, but Denmark not giving them the space. Pepson recovering for Denmark, pass downwards, but immediately two Colombians are down.
Oh, and that's a pass you don't want to make.
Now there's a 1v1 situation, well read by the goalkeeper, moving down, blocking the path off initially, giving his defender some space to move in.
And I mean, Denmark locking the ball up like this on a Colombian player is absolutely not going to help them move forward and score that goal that they need.
It's so tough for them to get a bit of breathing room, to move out of their own half.
And I mean, Colombia can, you know, be in this scrum all day. They're winning 1-0, but it's the challenge now of getting that ball out. Here we go, two Danish players now. Can they push forward?
Now, opportunity for Denmark to go in, lose the ball initially. Can he pass it around? Well done by him, but it's a well read by the forward, following the ball perfectly. See now the forward, Samuel actually picking up the defender's position. Staying out of the basket, but ball in the middle doesn't reach his partner.
Oh, and three Colombian players on a counter-attack.
You can see his defender on the basket is stolen away now. This is the opportunity to go for the 2-0. Can he get the ball up? Oh, the ball not being pushed in. Defended by Denmark. What a defense. Shooting the ball onto the basket, and the Danish player with the arm in between the basket, pushing it to the side and reaching the ball. And now Denmark moving forward, 2.5 minutes to go. Trying to get the 2v1, but still players were coming in from the front. They have to move back, and he's trying to push in. Maybe he's getting support from his guys. Ball is dropping down. Can he move the ball around the basket? They have two players there, but the ball again, just bouncing off the floor a little bit. Not reaching the guys on the left. He pushed him against the wall.
Three fresh Colombian players looking to take it back to the other side. Scrum again on the surface with less than 2 minutes left. 1-0 Colombia.
Chat going crazy seeing the Danes getting close to an equalization here. Now back again into the Danish half, but ball's a bit off the surface, but popped back down. 1.5 minutes. Call by the ref. That's the underwater ref.
Bit of discussion on the surface there. Temper's getting heated.
Yeah, certainly Colombia.
Getting pushed away by the fellow players. You winning 1-0.
Don't argue. Never argue with the ref, even if you're the captain.
Absolutely.
Alejandro Oviedo, the captain for the Colombians. Timeout.
Timeout
by Denmark. I think there's a Danish free throw. They exchanged some players apparently, and they'll try one last time, 1.5 minutes to get onto the Colombian basket and score, equalize. Keep this group entirely open right now. Right now, Colombia in the first seed in their group by beating Denmark, tying with Germany. Germany tying with Denmark, so points-wise, Germany up. seconds to go during this timeout.
I think at this point, 1.5 minutes left, you really need to give absolutely everything you have. And if it means that you concede another goal for the sake of trying to equalise, I think you just...
Never lose a game 1-0.
Absolutely, you cut that loss.
Loss is a loss. It doesn't matter if you lose 10-0, 1-0, you either lose 2-0 or you equalize. That's the name of the game. You send 6 players forward to get that score, or you die trying.
Yeah. Denmark.
It's already bad for Spain. The Danes already beat Spain 30-0, so it's already been going on. Sorry to disappoint chat. But in any case, all of the 3 teams, Colombia, Denmark, as well as Germany, can still move up to the finals. There will be games played across the groups. The first seed is just in a comfort position
Seeing
to
4
receive.
Danish players under the water. Oh,
That ball picked off by Colombia again. Denmark now has to use everybody to keep the ball, get the ball back. You can see this tough. Oh, good effort by Denmark to get the ball back, but
with less than a minute left, Colombia really going to look to just hang on to that ball wherever they can.
I think they're gonna try to go for it. 3 players. Danish goalkeeper all under the basket.
Second goal in the last 30 seconds of the game, and it is all over for Denmark in this game. Colombia absolutely going for it, but as we said before that free throw, you're either going to lose 2-0 or you're going to equalise, right?
Denmark certainly went for it there. They put everything in to equalize. This second goal doesn't mean anything for them. They didn't even try to defend it properly. They had a goalkeeper back down there. They had everybody forward to try to get the ball back. So this game most likely will end 2-0 for Colombia.
We've now gone to the top of their group.
Yeah, and I think Denmark, I mean, they can try to shoot through, maybe get a sneak goal in and have the psychological advantage to them so they can score, but with 30 seconds on the clock and now 10 seconds left, that is a mere impossibility judging from this game so far. But good effort actually by them getting there for the first time. They just were able to move to the goal, but Colombia knowing certainly the time is not even like this. It wasn't meant to be.
Not today.
The Colombian basket stays empty. Well played by both teams. Colombia clearly the more pressing team. As we've already seen a bit from the games between Germany and Denmark, and then Denmark versus Colombia, we've seen what Germany had to bring in this game to be able to compete with Colombia, to go even with Colombia, to have opportunities. I think actually in the game Germany versus Colombia, the Germans had the better scoring opportunities in the game. And very tough match for those teams. Meeting in the group phase, I think we can honestly say the top 3 contenders, Denmark, Germany and Spain here, all in the same group in this championship. So interesting to see how this tournament will progress, how they will fare against the teams from the other groups. Now the next game will be Germany against Spain, so Germany now doesn't have the necessity to high score against Spain. They can have a good game, they can set up their goals, they can practice some stuff, they can have some exchange players in, they don't need their best players in the score as often as possible. And yeah, chat saying it's crazy that Colombia is unable to score against full defense, which is crazy. Not that crazy because the Danes actually are pretty good.
Absolutely.
So
I certainly wouldn't be underestimating the Denmark team. They've got speed, they've got agility, they're very aggressive.
We can only quote the chat from yesterday. The Colombians noticed that they are not gods anymore playing against Germany. And we have to say, we're already judging from Champions Cup and from other championships and from club tournaments, where the Orcas who are playing in the Champions Cup are basically the Colombian national team. There's one player from another club that is competing for a spot, but the rest of the team practicing each and every day together. So this is their national team also coming to a club tournament, whereas for other teams like the Danes, like the Germans, like the Scandinavian teams, they bring a club team that is not comprised of mainly national team players. They have 4 or 5 players, they maybe have 6, 7 competing for spots on the national teams. But in the end of the day, as we've seen with Germany, they have 3 to 4 players from every club on the national team. Some smaller clubs bringing their one top player. Same with the Danes, having 2, 3 clubs. They have the Flippers, they have Aquaquick, they have Dutern, which delivers some players. So always fun to see those teams going head to head when they can bring all the best guys and girls on the other side. So well done with them.
¿Te conocen? ¿Nos regalas por favor tu nombre y tu posición en el equipo?
Mi nombre es Simón Díaz.
Simón. De saber cómo los campeones actuales de rugby ahora, o sea, cómo les sienten este mundial hasta ahora. Ya estamos en el día 3. ¿Cómo les parece con los equipos que se han encontrado? ¿Creen que aún van a poder ir por la victoria?
Pues digamos que hay que jugar, no se puede asegurar pues que vamos a ir o no, hay que jugar, pues entrenamos es para jugar. Todos los equipos son equipos muy buenos, todos se entrenan también por eso. Entonces es seguir jugando, jugar lo que sabemos hacer, que es lo que hacemos todos los días, para ver hasta dónde podemos lograr con el mayor esfuerzo.
Bueno, muy bueno. Y ya siendo también el día 3 con la piscina, ¿ya se acostumbraron a la piscina o aún se ve un poquito grande, aún tienen problemas con la posición y todo eso?
Digamos que la piscina como tal grande, pues en Colombia estamos acostumbrados a jugar en diferentes piscinas. Entonces no es como, digamos, un determinante. De pronto a veces la piscina pequeña permite ciertas características que la grande no, pero la grande también permite otras que la pequeña no. Entonces es como adaptarse a los diferentes escenarios que se pueden presentar.
Ah, bueno, pues chévere, porque cuando le preguntan a los equipos normalmente todos me dicen que les dificulta mucho que sea más grande la piscina.
Sino que en Europa por lo general las piscinas son más pequeñas, entonces por eso cuesta más. Pero yo digo que es de adaptarse a los diferentes posibles escenarios.
Y mañana el partido contra España, ¿cómo lo ven?
También hay que jugarlo, pues nosotros la forma de respetar los rivales es jugar siempre con toda, entonces hay que jugar. Sí, sí.
Vale, pues muchas gracias, ¿verdad?, por tu tiempo y otra vez felicitaciones por la victoria. Lo hicieron muy bien, estuvo muy bueno el partido.
Muchas gracias a ti. Dale.